doing the reverse when you know it's going to keep going down, even though you're at a loss. I think that really saved me a lot of money. And be a little quicker to the punch, right? Try not to get too emotionally attached to your trade. You know, be more robotic and believe your eyes. You know what I mean? Believe what you're seeing on the charts, and make that quick decision, because if you're not quick, that's when you lose a lot of money. So what's up, Rewilders? So today I'm talking about money again, right? And we're actually striking it rich with oil. So we are looking at the micro crude oil futures contracts, right? And yeah, so I'm on TradingView. This is my TradeStation account. I put a link down below so actually TradingView is actually doing a Thanksgiving sale, Black Friday sale or something like that, where they're offering like 30 to 70% off their platform, which, you know, is great because you could actually do a up here they have replay, so you can actually replay your investing and stuff like that to see, you know, how your transactions worked out, which is great. And plus, I'm actually gonna go online and see if I can start a community on TradingView account. I don't know how well that goes. Let me know if you guys get on there at all, because I'll start posting stuff or whatever, or make comments and see who responds. So so there is that. So like, again, there's you can look on my X page. This is my X page. Make sure to subscribe, follow, you know, all that good stuff, you know, either on Twitter or YouTube. It really helps me out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that way, you know, of course, you know, you can make some money doing it. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, this here, you get a $15 bonus if you click on this link, and off your membership. Okay, so let's get back into trading. So today we are doing okay. We are actually up a whole $2.50, which is still green, right? I mean, it was rough today. I did make some not so good choices. I was kind of quick to pull the trigger and didn't really, you know, wait for good setups, and I ended up, you know, losing a little bit right off the bat, and then I had to kind of make it up later. So I was, and at the most, you know, I was only down maybe like $30, and then I got it back, and then I lost another 30, and then I got it back, and so right now we're sitting at $2.50 profit. But you know what? Over the long haul, we've been doing awesome. I started this account with $100, and I started investing in Ethereum because that was literally the only thing they would let me invest in on TradeStation. Because if you go on to their website here, you know, like to do micro crude oil, it costs a minimum of 600 and basically $60 to just invest in one contract. So and that's not including the maintenance that you have to have in your account at all times. Otherwise, they might liquidate your account. So with crude oil, I would say it's probably this, well, not the cheapest, but you know, the cheapest is, I would say, Ethereum. So if you scroll down here to, okay, where is crypto? I don't even see it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's crypto. So as you can see, one contract of Bitcoin cost almost $32,000. That's a lot of money, you know. And Ethereum, you're looking at 13,200. But we're doing the micros, so I did this one here. This is the the cheapest option to do futures on TradeStation. I don't know what it is on other platforms, but right now it costs you about 108 bucks to invest in Ethereum. When I first started, Ethereum was selling for, geez, it was only like $2,700 or something like that. So now it's like over $3,000, like 3,300. So at the time when I first opened this account, it was only $96 to invest in Ethereum, and I think I forget. I think the maintenance was like $88 or something like that. So now it's went up 108 and then 98 for the maintenance. So this is basically what your account can't drop below this amount out of all your investments and everything. So otherwise they'll liquidate you. So I was very disciplined and was able to start out with one contract of Ethereum. Made $5-10 here and there, and built it up to 200, 300, and then now I was able to buy a couple of contracts. But of course, once you start buying more contracts, it starts getting expensive because it costs basically 50 cents to buy and sell each contract. So if you buy 5 contracts of Ethereum, that was roughly over 500 bucks. It would cost you $5 in fees to buy and sell. So if you're only up, $10 and you have 5 contracts, they're going to take half your profits just in fees. So that was kind of annoying. So I couldn't wait to get away from Ethereum contracts and go with crude oil. And so crude oil, so it doesn't matter if, what the dollar amount of the contract is. All they care about is the contract, right? So one contract of Ethereum worth 108 is the same price to buy and sell is one contract of crude oil, which is, let's see if I can find it. Okay, right here. So here's micro crude oil, and you're looking at $659 for one micro contract, and then the maintenance is $600. So if you literally only deposited $659, you can only lose 60 bucks and then they'll liquidate you. So I would recommend having a little more than that. I actually started with, so once I started investing in crude oil, I took a risk and I only had about 700 bucks to invest. And so I, in theory, could only lose 100 bucks. Otherwise they would liquidate me. But luckily I never got that far. And I think the most I was down was maybe like 30 or something like that on that before I started building it up. So right now, I can't remember if I showed you yet or not, but right now we're up to $800. So right now, if we buy a contract of crude oil, we basically have over $200 of leeway that we can work with. So that's great. And let's see here. So here is crude oil, right? And as you can see, these are some of my old trend lines here that I was kind of working with. So these are the trades I did earlier today that were actually profitable. So now my timing wasn't the greatest. I usually use, I don't know why, but I always do market orders. I don't know why. It seems like every time I do limit orders, they never work out because I either try to think about it too much and it never hits the limit, and so it might get like super close to the limit and it'll bounce off that and then shoot up where it never actually bought. So anytime it gets close to where I want to buy, I just buy it. I just do market orders. I know that's probably stupid. I'm probably wasting a lot of money, but me, it's just faster, easier. I don't have to think about it. I just buy it, sell it, done. You know what I mean? that's what I've been doing it, and it seems to relieve a lot of stress because when I invest, I try to think as little as possible because there's so much to think about when you're doing this stuff. That's the last thing you want to think about is, oh, do I want to buy it at 32 cents or 33 cents? I don't care. If it's off a couple cents, so be it. Same with taking a profit. Sometimes I would say, oh, I want you know a 2-to-1 margin. So I want 100% profit, 50% stop loss or something like that. Well, sometimes he would get up to like 95%, and then it would shoot back down. You know what I mean? So I would rather just take that 95% profit and run with the money. You know what I mean? I'm not going to whine over a couple of bucks here and there. So that's kind of the way I think about it. Um, I actually almost don't even like doing take profits and stop losses, although it is a savior, especially if you can't uh, always watch what you're doing. Like if you're a busy guy like me, I'm busy, all the time. I'm always, working. Today I was working on the yard all day, raking up leaves and, picking up after the dogs, all that good fun stuff, right? And yeah, and so when you're in the middle of dealing with your dog's mess, you don't have to worry about buying, selling, and stuff like that. So if you can set a stop loss, take profit, and that way you can set it and forget it. And that's great. And plus too, sometimes it takes the emotion out of it. Stop loss, take profit, especially the stop loss. If you uh, like if you have like these trend lines here, and let's say you buy right here and you think it's going to go up, uh, you know, put the stop loss just below this trend line. That way, if it goes the wrong direction, it sells and you're done. You know what I mean? And then, and sometimes what I do is I don't even put a take profit. I'll just put the stop loss, and then I'll just deal with the take profit because if it shoots up to this line and then sells, and then I can decide whether to sell it, or just let it ride. A lot of times I do end up selling once it hits this line, and then if it crosses over the line, I just rebuy it. And I actually figured out, I actually did one great investment today, and I was so proud of myself. You gotta pat yourself on the back when you do something good, right? So when I was investing today, I was actually, I believe I was, so I actually took a trade on this guy right here. See this big, long, ugly red line, right? I mean, it was a nightmare. So I believe, so I took this trade right here where when it crossed over this trend line, I was able to get this profit. And then when I saw it, and then I think I sold it here. Well, then once it started coming back down, I believe I bought it again. I can't remember exactly where, but it was, God, yeah, I think it was somewhere terrible. I wasn't even looking at my trend lines. I was just kind of buying, selling just for the hell of it. I mean, it was terrible. And so I think I bought like, I thought it was going to go back up. I want to say I was thinking this was like a new trend line right up here. And so I believe I bought it right here. And I thought it was going to go even higher. I thought it was going to go up. Well, then it ended up uh, crossing. So it actually went down, and then it kept going down, kept going down. And I was actually very negative, right? And so So then there was this other trend line right here. So when it started getting down here, I think I was down like, I don't know, 30 bucks. No, actually I was down like 45 maybe, now that I remember right. So I was down like 45 bucks. I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks." Now I've had it where, and let me know if this ever happened to you, but uh, when you start cost averaging. You know what I mean? So dollar cost averaging, you start buying as it goes down, hoping it'll go back up. If I did this in this trade, I would have lost a ton of money, right? Because it keeps going down, 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 and I could have kept buying in, buying in. Now, luckily, I don't have that luxury because I didn't have any more money to invest. So all I had was one contract to deal with. I couldn't do it. But I remember telling myself a long time ago, I was like, what if you know it's going to go down and you know it's going to go down further, why not do a reverse on this, even though you're at a loss? So that's exactly what I did. So when I was down like 40 some dollars, right? I would have loved, if I probably had more money, I probably would have dollar costed average right here at this point. And what would have happened? I would have bought long and then I would have been double in and then I would have lost even more money, right? And this would have been terrible. So once it crossed this other trend line here, I did a reverse, which was it's very nerve wracking because you're already at a loss. You're hoping it doesn't reverse back, and then you're at a double loss, right? So I could have went really bad, but this is not my first rodeo. I've seen this happen to me a million times where I invest in something and it just keeps going down, 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 and it seems like it just goes on forever. And so this time I took a chance. I was quick to the punch, and I did a reverse. I ended up baking back. So as you can see, from here to here is actually a bigger distance than here to here. So I bought it here long, sold it here for a $40 loss. I then reversed it, started making money, and I actually sold it for a $40 profit. And I actually sold a little early because I got scared. Because once it got down to close to this bottom here where these other lows were, I got scared and I sold it. And I was like, you know what? I'm about even. I'm just going to sell it. And now if I would have did another reverse, oh man, I could have been really good because then it just popped right back up. But you don't know that. At the time, I thought maybe it was going to keep going down, and so at the time, I was just even Steven is sounds good to me. uh, and yeah, so live to fight another day, right? So like I said, we ended up the day at a profit, but I thought this was a great point to bring up was doing reverse when you know it's going to go even further down. That way you at least make some of your losses back, and that way you minimize your losses and maybe even make a profit. Okay, guys, so what do you think? I think the biggest thing I took from today is doing the reverse when you know it's going to keep going down. Even though you're at a loss, I think that really saved me a lot of money, and I think that might be my new safeguard from because before I would just dollar cost average all the way down, and then I would be screwed, and then you end up losing all your money. So this way you can actually save face and be a little quicker to the punch, right? Try not to get too emotionally attached to your trade. Be more robotic and you know believe your eyes. You know what I mean? Believe what you're seeing on the charts, and make that quick decision, because if you're not quick, that's when you lose a lot of money. So what do you guys think? Make sure to like, subscribe, and peace out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.